Hello friends, my name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain. And we're your fuck buddies. Welcome back.
I think I prefer drinking bourbon.
I'm always down. Once it's whiskey of some description.
Yeah.
How's it going? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, yeah. It's been a week.
I know. I'm getting increasingly worried about the heat. Because we never recorded during the summer. We started in October.
Yeah.
So,
and it was already warm enough in here.
Yeah, I'm worried that...
we'll just start doing shorter and shorter episodes.
Yeah. Or we just die in here.
One or the other.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, if at any point one of our podcasts just stop uploading and the last episode that you've heard just sort of trails off.
Well, who would upload it?
It's an excellent question.
That'll be your unfinished business. You just like type a little bit. You're like, oh, there you go. I pass on.
Just a ghosty upload.
If we stop uploading, we've probably just died of heat exhaustion. So it's been nice.
Good thing we have this whiskey to hydrate us.
It's true. So I guess we're gonna start off with we got possibly our most interesting Facebook message.
It was an enigma.
It was a little roller coaster.
It really was.
Maybe not as much as the one guy who wanted us to hack people's messages, or the other guy who just kept sending us porn.
I feel like we're still on that ride. The message hacker.
Oh yeah, he just waits 7 to 8 months.
Yeah, he throws in something. So I think
you know what,
I think we're at the peak.
Yeah,
right before the drop.
It's funny because we have never, or when we came up with the name, we went through a few. I guess we were initially every time we talked about this name, fuck buddies, we were like, oh, should we not, will it not get us on certain lists because it has the F word in it? Will it blah blah blah? Will we move? We never considered the fact that we'd just be constantly harassed by men for online sex. That was a fucking faux pas on our behalf.
Yeah,
I guess.
I know. We didn't think this through.
Didn't consider that part at all. But we, so I guess, do you want to do a dramatic reading again?
If you want, yeah. We should give this gentleman an agent name.
I'm gonna say his agent name is Agent 2 Real for You.
Okay.
With a 2, a 4, and the letter U.
Yep.
And real spelled EEL.
Okay.
So I'll be Agent 2 Real for You.
Okay.
Hey, I'm horny, spelt wrong, and looking to fuck. Know anyone in Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Sorry, my dude. We're a dating and sex advice podcast. We host a show that answers questions about dating and sex. If you've got a question for us, we can help. But if you're looking for hookups, you'd probably be better off on Tinder. Good luck.
This one thing's got a little weird, strange. I don't know. This one that diverged from the usual.
Yeah.
KK, question. This is Agent 2 Real for You's brother. Question is, I'm engaged to the love of my life, but every time I go through her Facebook and contacts, she's asking other people for sex. What am I supposed to do? I want to leave her, then she says she's going to overdose on her drugs. I don't use, and I'm trying to get her to stop. Any advice? What?
Yeah.
So, it went from a guy ironically looking for sex on the internet to a guy with a question about someone looking for sex on the internet. That's actually a really heavy question.
It is a heavy question. I don't think we've ever discussed people threatening to hurt themselves in a breakup before. I don't know. I don't think we have.
So I know we started light. I just did think it was funny how it started it's just a really weird switch around right there.
It was wildly unexpected, especially because I was watching it happen live and I saw the okay, or I saw the KK and I was like, all right,
yeah,
I figured that was gonna be it, and he was question. I was like,
oh no, God, he's gonna ask how do I fuck without condom again?
Yeah, I was like, I'm bewildered as to what this question is going to be, and then it got hit.
Yeah, so
it was too real for me.
And it was their brother, which again, I'm not going to get into all that. This is just bizarre. But
I don't know how this happens.
I appreciate. You know what? I know we approach this lightly so far, but I do appreciate the fact that this is the only person who's messaged us and actually been like, "Oh, cool," and then gotten on board. So fuck yeah, Agent 2 Real for You, you rock. But also, I'm sorry, that's a really shitty situation.
Yeah, and
a tough one.
I think it's one of those things. It's do they know? I would love to know if because he says I want to leave her, but is he explaining why?
Well, I think the reasons why are because they're looking for sex.
Well,
on the
that's what I mean. I was like,
also,
but is he saying that? Is he saying, hey, I'm seeing you, I've seen you solicit other people for sex, and if that's how it's gonna be, I gotta go. Or is he just trying to break up?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Know.
Because I feel if you sort of explain your reasoning and be like, yo, if we want to be together,
Yeah, you can't just.
you've got to make a choice and not try to sleep with other people, because
Yeah.
that's not what I'm looking for.
But at the same time, like, if they want to leave this relationship, and also it doesn't sound healthy. Like, I
No.
feel like if they're engaged, then the whole don't go sleep with other people is probably at the very least implied. I do feel like, and also if you already want out, I don't really think it's time for the get back in there, Tiger. You
Yeah.
know? The whole threatening thing, like, that's awful, and I get how terrifying it is, but like, it sounds like this person might need some help. So I
100%.
think maybe that should be step one, is be like, look, I care about you and we're engaged, but like, you can't, like, you're threatening self-harm and you're using drugs, presumably in a way that's,
Not recreational.
yeah. And like, be honest and talk to her up front, and, you know, try and get her to go and see someone with you. And maybe that will solve the problems that you've been having, or at the very least, it'll mean that, like, if you do leave and when you do leave, she's not just completely by herself. She'll at least be talking to somebody who can presumably guide her through that, because you also can't be held hostage.
Yeah.
In, like,
That's the thing, is
you
like,
know,
because
you're like,
if this is how you start your relationship, or at least like your marriage, like this isn't going to get better,
oh yeah.
because you're eventually going to get to the point where like you need to leave. And
And at that point, it's going to be, whether or not it's a false threat, it's going to be more of a real one then, because things are going to be more serious for everybody involved, right?
Yeah.
The longer it goes on, the worse it's going to get.
and like the longer you go on, the greater the chance that there might be children involved.
And even just marriage, like, that's going to be tough, because then you have to split assets, you have to do X and
Yeah.
Y and Z. Like, whereas, like, if you get out now,
So yeah, I would definitely look into
try and get her help, try and get her to come
an
talk
intervention of some
you
sort.
with
Like
somebody.
if you've got a good family system, like if
Yeah.
you're close with their family, or if they have like a strong family, reach out to them and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna need some help, because she's on a very bad path that's gonna end very poorly."
And she's threatening self-harm, which is like,
Yeah.
or she's literally threatening suicide, right?
Yeah.
So like, that's not good. It's not fair on you. It's not.
And this,
you know.
like, this is something that I've always struggled with. I've never been in this situation, thankfully, but as tough as it is on your conscience, you're not responsible for other people's actions.
No.
So like, if someone ever threatens to kill themselves because you leave them, and you need to leave, like, it sucks, but like, you gotta go. Like,
Yeah,
if
that's the thing. It's like, you're like, you can't be held hostage to somebody else, because, like, what, you know what I mean? You can't just give up your life on the off chance that somebody's actually making a,
And
you know
then
what I mean? Like, I
it's-
know that sounds really fucked up, but at the same time, how much more fucked up is it to be like, okay, like, you're literally being blackmailed into staying with somebody.
Yeah.
And like, that's awful. I can't be like if it was her being like, I'm gonna kill this dude if you leave, everyone would be like, no, that's fucked up. But it's like, me, myself, people are like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I understand. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do at all, because
No.
like, there's that backlash of people who are gonna blame you, and like, you're probably gonna blame yourself, especially
Yeah.
like if this is someone he calls her the love of his life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, this isn't something.
And that's a horrible position to be in, to
Yeah.
love someone and want to get married to them, but for things to have gone so bad that you still need to leave, and on top of that, then to be threatened, like, that's fucked. And I'm
It's-
sorry, that's a horrible situation. So
I don't know. I mean, like, it's tough, especially presuming they're in the States. Like, I don't know if this costs money to get.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like,
I'm
at
sure
least
there has to be some,
there's got to be
like,
a like drug
either-
crisis
Yeah.
center or something in which you
or
can
even
sort
just
of
like
like
the suicide
admit them.
helpline. Maybe call them yourself. You know,
There's got to be,
because there are
I
definitely
kind of wish
free
I had
numbers.
looked a little more into it to give specific advice.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that like off quote unquote air.
Yeah, maybe.
Send him
Or,
some links
or even
to,
like, I'm sure. Yeah, actually, we should probably do that.
Um,
But you can look them up yourself as well. Like, it's like they're posted in every subway. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
people go there to jump on front of fucking train. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of resources, and like, even if you're not the one with suicidal thoughts, I'm pretty sure I totally accept calls from people who are worried about people.
Yeah, I
You know
don't.
what
I
mean?
don't
Like,
think they're gonna hang up on you if they're like, "Oh, you're not endangered." No, but bye.
Yeah,
it's like,
like-
their interest is in saving lives, and
100%.
you
And
are also taking that similar interest.
I'm also going to point out again, which I don't know, maybe we should say every episode, we are not perfect. We are not professionals. Our advice is not in any way, you know, it doesn't come with a guarantee. We're as fallible as the next person.
I also think that's why we're telling you to go get professional help.
Well, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. Is like they will have a far better idea what to do than we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When someone's life is in the line, I think we'll always defer to go get professional help.
I think in general also just that stands like we're
Yeah.
we're doing our best, but we ain't we're
Yeah,
not
we
perfect.
can tell you how to like get out of pissing your bed.
Even
But-
then, we're not perfect on that either. But just like honestly, like this is a really serious situation for you and for them. So I do think like step one is to get help. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Try and get them to go with you to get help, but also maybe first talk to people, see what your options are, because
Exactly.
it's better if you come to them, talk to them, and instead of them going, well, where are we going to fucking go? We don't have money, or blah, 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 and you being like, oh, I'll get back to you, and then giving the whole thing time to get weird,
Yeah.
you can go and be like, no, we can go down the road. It's 5 blocks over. They can, and
Yeah.
actually be like, it's actually free, or it's only X or Y, or like just because then if they're getting help, then maybe they will not do any harm to themselves.
And there's also a little bit of, again, I feel bad saying this, but there's also sort of like a release of guilt of being like, you tried your best. Like if you need to get out and you need to get
Well-
out and you've done everything you can in your power to make sure that she stays safe and she still acts on her threats or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like there's very little you can do
Well-
other than, like you said, surrendering your life to...
That's the thing. Your choices are just bail regardless. Like instantly, try and help her out, or give up your entire life because you're being blackmailed by someone. Which, like, let's be fair. If someone is forcing you to stay with them, you're not gonna be happy.
No.
That's gonna influence your relationship in a bunch of ways. Like maybe you'll cheat because if you stop thinking of your relationship as a relationship, then what? Like, where's the sanctity gone? You might hook up with somebody else. What are they gonna do when that happens? You know what I mean? Like,
there's so many like
it's
roads
just
that can
gonna
go
get
down.
worse and
Yeah.
worse, and the threats are gonna get more dire, and you're gonna be more miserable. And like, if you add a house or a fucking marriage or a kid or anything onto that, like everything's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So I'd say like try get them help if you can, but don't give up your life when someone's trying to blackmail you.
Yeah.
And good luck.
I think it's
And I hope we didn't offend you with the taking the piss earlier. It's just it was a funny turnaround.
I think everyone can realize how bizarre this situation
But
is.
also props for being our only person who's actually been like, oh, this is
Yeah.
what this is, and hey.
Yeah, thank you for trusting us with your question. I think I will take a second and
Yeah,
research some stuff and
If
reach out.
we get any resources, we will definitely send them on.
Yeah. But yeah, good luck. Please stay safe.
Yeah, I hope it turns out all right for the both of you.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna lighten it a little bit. Fucking bullshit. Oh wait, user was banned for this post.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, my son, 17, played a prank on me. I'm fucking humiliated. Basically, they went to a Japanese restaurant and their son told them to order bukkake, which they did, and the waiter looked really uncomfortable, said they didn't have it. They looked askance to their son, who then said, oh, it's a Japanese salty dish, like, just ask them again, at which point the waiter took them aside, informed them what it was, and they went back, and the whole family was kind of laughing at I think it was their dad?
Man, imagine being that server.
I know, right?
I've worked in restaurants for like 10 years, and I don't think there's ever a time where I would pull someone aside and be like, oh, just so you know, you're ordering just like a massive amounts of cum on your face. That's
Yeah.
what you're asking for right now.
Yeah.
A sir who's going to pay my bills.
Yeah, I'd just be like, no, we don't have that. And I would look at the fucking smart-ass son, and I'd just give him I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awful. I think they got banned because their name is also Japanese salty dish, and it's probably not. I don't know. Either way, their question was, how do I recover from this? Because they're just mortified. And secondly, how do they let their son know that they are, like, that upset?
Out of the will.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, the easiest thing to do is just never go back to that restaurant, ever. Right? Because, like, what are the chances that you're going to cross paths with...
Or just go right back the next day.
Yeah, and be like, no, sir, I know what I want, and I would like a bukkake. I would like the largest bukkake that you have, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go there every day and order a bukkake until you get one.
I feel like there's two ways to deal with extreme embarrassment, and that is to never go back or to always go back. There was someone who we found in the bathroom of a bar I used to work in a while ago who had just decided to go into the bathroom and just shit themselves in their tights and like I guess shit themselves, then tried to pull them down. The guys didn't go in, so the girls had to tell us this because they had to clean her up and put her in a taxi, and they had to put newspaper down the taxi so there wasn't shit everywhere. But they basically smeared shit all over their legs and mangled it all up in their tights, and it was apparently just horrendous. She was sitting at the bar the next night,
Hell yeah.
and
yeah, that's...
we were no one said shit, and everyone was just like, it was the biggest mad dog move. Like no one was just like, oh god.
I mean, I think there was probably the benefit of blacking out and not remembering.
Yeah,
that
it's
that
very
happened.
possible she did not know.
Unless this guy was blackout drunk and asking for bukkake. Like, there's also like recovering from embarrassment if you don't remember
But the
it
thing
is
is,
very easy.
At the same time, you still woke up caked in shit.
Yeah, you could assume that happened after the fact.
Maybe, I don't know. Either way, like just that's it. Like no one's gonna say anything.
Yeah.
I think it's more like he's hurt.
Well, I don't know about this restaurant because if they're willing to pull this dude aside and explain the concept
Yeah.
of bukkake to a paying customer,
You know what?
there's no guarantee that, you know, in like Japanese restaurants when you walk in and they all like yell. What if that's the thing where you walk in and everyone's like a bukkake,
I doubt
and you're just
that.
like,
I feel like
I don't know. This place seems fucking buck wild.
I feel like the level of like it's a level of kindness and politeness. Like it's not like a level of like fuckery. It's like literally just being so diligent and nice that you're sacrificing maybe your tip to make sure this person doesn't further embarrass themselves. That's like some solid shit. What I say
very
they do,
true.
they go back and they say, I really want a pump and dump. You know? And it's like, what? I want a pump and dump. And then
can I see your dessert menu? Actually, you know what? I'll take the cream pie.
yeah, just like keep ordering things, get more outlandish like things, and get them to explain every aspect of sex to you. You know?
Yeah, just come in with more and more, or
Yeah.
just make it a thing where like maybe it doesn't work for, like a Japanese restaurant or whatever. Like go to maybe like an Americana themed like saloon and be like, hey, can I have a Cleveland steamer, please? And just constantly go to a specific themed restaurant.
But I feel like that one place, this one guy, he will, even if he doesn't know what it is, he will get on Urban
Google it.
Dictionary, he will come out and he'll be like, so I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, sir.
That is actually when you shit on somebody's like I feel like that's how good this dude is. Like he's just an off the charts nice guy.
But then we're gonna get a question from this guy who's just like,
Someone keeps coming
there's a
into
guy
my
who
restaurant.
comes into my restaurant every week.
There's this sex pest who gets his kicks from watching me explain the most outlandish sex things. Yeah, I feel like, and you guys could become like bros, and one day, like when you're getting married or when he's getting married, and one of you is the best man, you'll be like, so here's how we met.
I mean, as to like,
Just tell your son he's a
you're a
fucking
fucking grown ass man.
Yeah,
Like you can punish your son.
Yeah.
You can take his phone away. Change the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you know what's a funny joke? I've changed your password.
Yeah. Try looking up your fucking internet smut now, you
Yeah.
little wanker.
Look up your fucking bukkake porn now.
Yeah, come on his phone.
Oh. You know what?
Get
On his-
James McAvoy's cum box.
On his birthday, be like, I got you a present. Come down to the garage and like make it seem like maybe you've got him a car, and then be like, all right, close your eyes, and then just have a group of strange men ejaculate all over him.
Don't
and
do
then-
any of this because it's sexual assault. But yeah, no.
It's not when you're your dad.
When it comes to no, when it comes to time for birthday, just be like, oh shit, I think I left in that restaurant, and then just stare at him.
Yeah, or you know what? Like, buy him like a membership to a real horrific porn site, like a bukkake themed porn site, and just like.
Now this little sick fuck would like that.
But here's the thing: when his friends are over, be like, "Hey, do you want me to renew your subscription to bukkake sluts?"
Judging by this weirdo, maybe that would be like he'd get like big props from his bros.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. Just be like, just talk to him. Be like, really, like you realize what's wrong with that. And if he doesn't, just fucking punish him. Like,
Yeah.
there's a million ways to do that. Just like, don't feed him.
Yeah.
Just be like, go buy your own food. Get a job.
Throw him down the basement and just lock the door.
Yeah, stop giving them allowance.
And be like, there you go.
Yeah.
You're a basement boy now.
Yeah, no, just punish him like a normal human adult. Like, yeah, don't let him see your weakness either. Don't like, just be like, oh yeah, that's
Or just every time he comes into, like, if you have a study, just every time he comes in, just be watching fucking Bukkake. I'd just be like,
yeah, like
cool.
when you started.
Hey, thanks for letting me in on this secret. This is fucking awesome.
Just keep being like, I'm real
Or
into that
anytime he
shit.
brings his friends over, just have Bukkake playing on the TV. And just be like, oh, hey guys, how you doing? I'm just catching up on my shows.
Or every single time you go out to eat, just be like, I think he wants Bukkake.
Yeah.
And then just like watch him like, and be like, no, you always talk about it, right?
Yeah,
And
you-
just
you
like
told- you
put
told
him
me-
on the spot. He's a little fucking kid. He can't deal with people.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I know.
There's tons of ways you can fucking deal with this.
Poor man.
Just please leave this poor server alone.
No,
He
go-
doesn't need to.
Go back and just ask him the weirdest shit.
Here's the thing. This comes from Reddit user Judge's Life. Girlfriend admitted she hates the way I play with her clit. Not sure what to do. I'm 35 years old and been with my fair share of women. Started dating a new girl, and she told me that the way I play with her clit hurts her because her clit is very sensitive. I've tried decreasing the pressure I use, but to no avail. This is happening with both fingers and oral. I haven't encountered this problem with before, as women I've been with have enjoyed direct clitoral stimulation. Was hoping for some guidance, as I feel like a failure now. Now I bring this up because it's
Clit day.
the solution is very simple. You say, "Hey,
Ask her,
hey,
how do you like? Yeah.
right?" That's what I would have said. In the comments, he said, that was like the common thing. Just be like, "Well, just ask her what
her, yeah.
what you do." You know what her response was? I've tried. This is him saying, "I've tried." Asking her, and she turned it around on me, saying that I'm old enough to figure it out.
Oh, she ain't good.
What the fuck?
You know what I love is, or actually I hate, or either, I don't really know. It's like, there's probably a million people on this subreddit who wish their partner would go, hey, how do you like it?
Yeah.
How can I make this better? And that would probably solve a lot of issues most people have. This guy's doing it, and she's just like belittling him. You're
makes-
old enough to figure it out. Fuck you.
I mean, you could turn around and be like, yeah, I'm old
And you're-
enough to have been with enough women to know this is what most of them that I've been with have like. You're the broken. You know what I mean? Like, it could get.
Whoa.
Well, no, I'm
old
saying
enough
like
to-
it could get so
Yeah,
toxic of just
exactly.
turning it around on
Or
each
just
other,
like-
being like, no, your body's broken.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm old enough to have a communication relationship.
That's the thing.
like
It's
fucking
yes, you're correct. He is old enough.
Yeah.
And he is figuring out by fucking asking you.
yeah, like maybe he'll get there, but at the same time, you can save all that discomfort by just showing him or whatever. Like, and you know that's a self-conscious response. Like, there's no way, like that comes from a they're
don't even know what
embarrassed.
it-
I would assume they're either they don't really know what they want and they
That's
don't
the
want
only
to
thing I
admit
can
that,
assume is-
or they
Is they've
just
probably like never gotten off.
yeah
And like him being like, yo, how does it work? Like, tell me what you like. And they don't know. And,
Yeah.
and
They don't want to
therefore
admit it, right?
Don't want to be like, well, I'm at 35 or, in my late 30s or mid 30s and I have no idea how to like sexually pleasure myself.
Yeah.
Like
And that's the thing, I know a
that's the
lot of
only
people-
way I can think this is shaken out.
I know a lot of people who, the more like standoffish and like almost like aggressively confident people sexually are usually the people who have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they're like trying to make up for it, which like whatever. Doesn't matter what your level of like experience is or whatever. Once you're like once you're the opposite of this, if you're open and like willing to like communicate, you're gonna do fine. If you're gonna pull this shit, you're not gonna do great.
Yeah, because like, especially if you're saying something hurts, if you're
Yeah.
going to sit there and deal with pain and discomfort and the opposite of pleasure, while this guy fumbles around and tries to figure out like
Yeah.
this whole new way of pleasuring women,
Well, you're specifically not
while
helping.
you just like sit there with your arms crossed, being like, no,
You're not old enough.
you know what I mean? Like, what benefit does this have for
No,
you?
that's shit for everybody involved. And also, like, I can't imagine that would be very fun in bed because, like, you're
For
gonna be up
either
in
of
your
them,
head.
yeah.
You're being judged, and also just like even if you refuse to answer or like to help, that'll be one thing. But like to make it so like condescending and like that's fucked.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
no, I know. I like
What's wrong?
It's one of the most like you said,
Because that was the first thing I was gonna say, but now
90%, or like I would say a good portion of like the questions that I come across, which is why we've answered them once or twice, are like, my boyfriend or girlfriend does X, I don't really enjoy it, or like I wish my boyfriend or
Yeah.
girlfriend would do X, or
Tell
like
them.
and like that's the solution is just like if you're not being pleasured and someone says, hey, how can I do this? and then you don't tell them, and then complain that you're not being
Yeah.
pleasured is
Then you're an asshole. And you know what's funny is like, think about it this way. If maybe she has no idea what she's doing and she was like, honestly, I don't really know. Let's work it out together. Wink, wink. Let's go get naked. That would be a really cool. He'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
You get into bed. You try some things. You probably have a laugh about it. You'd get there. And then you'd be open and honest. And they would be too. And then you'd come. And everyone would be happy.
well. That's
like,
the thing. It's like the benefits of working with him
are fun-
are like
But also, even apart from that, just the general like atmosphere would be great because you're on a team instead of
Yeah.
like adversaries.
yeah. No,
which
it's
is not how sex is.
so. My advice to this guy is just like
Get the fuck out.
yeah,
like
call
I
it
don't
quits.
know. Like
just be like, you know what else?
not
I'm,
worth it.
I'm old enough to know is like my self worth, and
Yeah.
also I respect my time. So like, if you're not going to work with me in this relationship, I'm going to assume you're also not going to work with me on like
bunch
other
of things,
important
yeah.
things. So
yeah, that's
goodbye.
that's indicative of a lot of bullshit, and it's like
yeah, I would just
let
be like,
her-
I'm old enough to know I'm not wasting my time on this.
let her
bullshit.
live her orgasmless life, orgasmless. You go and just have fun elsewhere, and like. Nothing wrong with being too sensitive. Nothing wrong with liking
No,
things
not
a
at
different
all.
way. Nothing wrong with any of that. Nothing wrong with not being able to have sex. Nothing wrong with anything. But there is a lot wrong with condescending your partner when they're trying to help you and refusing to communicate.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
yeah. There's no answer to like help this guy out sexually because he's done.
Well, I will say just general advice for people who have very sensitive clits, and this can happen if they're sensitive in general, or if you've just had sex and it's sensitive as a result of that, or like you're on your periods, you're extra sensitive or something. Like utilize the hood. Like you can rub over the hood, and therefore you're not just getting direct clitoral stimulation. Also, lube. A lot of lube. Like the less lubed up it is, the more sensation they're gonna get. So like, if it's very sensitive, you want a lot of lube.
Also, you've got a whole vagina to explore.
Yeah, you've
down
got
there,
everything
you know what I mean?
else
Like,
as well.
It's like if they're not a fan of external stimulation, head on inside. There's all kinds of things you can do in there.
But especially leave.
Yeah, but get out. Like,
If someone's not gonna work with you on this shit and is also gonna condescend you, like don't fuck them. Get the fuck out.
yeah, just,
That
just
sucks so
leave.
much. Jesus. I hope you're listening, and I hope you get your act together. You butt. So I found a new Reddit.
Uh-oh.
This is Ask Man, and there's some good stuff on there, and there's some terrible stuff on
Oh,
there.
I get stuff from Ask Man all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, this is Ask Man by Nini551. What type of man, what profession, is the worst romantic competition for you?
Okay.
I'm just interested, because these can be random. I had a super successful friend with a PhD in physics and national medals in triathlon who was most jealous of ski instructors, was always suspicious of ski instructors around his ex-girlfriend. I had another friend who was most jealous of physicists, including the guy above. That friend was part of the staff of a community college. He once said, "Ugh, she's dating a physicist. I would feel much less bad if he were, like, a yoga teacher, but I'm sure yoga teachers are the worst for someone." So what's yours?
Oh man.
Clearly not doctors.
Not doctors. No, that's for sure.
Sorry, doctors.
I think doctors are us.
Yeah, we are doctors' worst.
Um.
For to clarify, we were on a night out and we're talking to some girls, and these guys came up and like kept like aggressively trying to like interrupt and
Well,
like
because they
get-
were quote unquote talking to them first.
Oh yeah, they got upset because they had talked to them before we had arrived, and then when we were like, so like they can choose, like what the fuck? They just kept kind of like incredulously repeating, but we're doctors. We're like, okay. They're like, but we're doctors. We're like, okay, good for you, bud. They're like, what do you do? We're doctors. We're like, does it matter? He's like, yeah, we're doctors. It's like, okay, well, it's not working out for you though. So yeah, sorry, doctors.
I don't know. I mean, like, thinking, like, I don't know, realistically, like, in my own personal life, I would say musicians?
No, it's a bullshit question.
I mean, yeah.
Don't give it.
But no, you've got to answer it.
No, you don't.
You do have to answer it.
The fact is,
What profession are you scared of? So you're deflecting.
mimes. I'm terrified of mimes.
That's fair. Are you afraid the mom's going to steal your girl?
You said afraid of. You didn't say most traumatic romantic competition.
Who's your... Well, they could fucking just throw a lasso around your lady. Kara,
You're thinking of cowboys. Again, you're mixing up cowboys and mimes.
no, mimes can throw a lasso. Mimes can literally do whatever the fuck they want.
That's why they're terrifying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're always like climbing that invisible rope.
You get a will save to disbelieve, though.
It's true.
D&D joke. I would say dolphin trainer. Because you can't compete against that.
Yeah, imagine being like, hey, do you want to double on my bike and just fucking like this guy just shows up, hey, you want to ride on my dolphin?
Yeah, it's like you want a drink, girl? Yeah. Okay, it's on its way. Who's bringing it? No, that's not it.
I mean, now you're confusing dolphins and horses.
Yeah. Oh, if depending on what age I was, this changed. My biggest romantic competition when I was younger was a horse. Because have you ever met a girl with a horse? It's weird.
I mean, that's fair. Horses are a profession.
No, but like I just love how bizarre this question is.
But you know there is someone out there.
I'm sorry.
There's...
heart surgeon, 1. Personal trainers, 2. Oh man, a lot of people are upset about personal trainers. Ooh.
I get it. I'm sure a lot of untoward business happens with personal trainers. You're all sweaty. They're fit. You're like, they're bending you over and shit.
Guitar player. A lot of people also agreeing with guitar players, but a lot of people saying bassists don't count. Investors. Helicopter pilots. 2 of my last 3 girlfriends cheated on me with helicopter pilots. How do you know that many helicopter pilots?
See, this is what I'm saying. I don't think it's a crazy question.
No, but it is a crazy question. It's not that people don't agree with it.
Right.
But the fact that people agree with it is batshit.
Yeah.
Personal trainers / rugby players, ice hockey player, firefighters, specifically because of the fire trucks, all right? Unironically, fighter pilots. Doctor versus lawyer? Brain surgeon versus rocket scientist? I don't know what that means.
I don't understand.
Construction workers. They will catcall you. Any other profession. I'm an engineer. The sex appeal of the engineering career is non-existent. I don't think that's true. Not a profession, but Australians. They are hot. People do get really weird about Irish people, actually. Artists, apparently.
That's
handyman. So, like, I find it really funny that a lot of people have their own...
I think everyone's got one. I think if you, like, sit down and talk to anyone, like, you'll find...
But, like, I don't think... Do you actually, like, not as a joke, think of one? Like, are you being serious when you say, like, musicians?
I mean, I'm only saying that because of, like, if I think back at, like, the people who have tried shit with people that I'm dating and have been, like, kind of shitty towards them, they're almost always musicians.
But that's not necessarily your big... Like, are you sitting there lying in bed afraid the musician's going to come?
Yeah, no.
That's what these people are, though. Like, they are the kind... Like, literally, from the thing, it's like, if I ever meet X, I'm immediately hostile, I don't like it, and I want to get out of there. And that's so bizarre. And it comes from the same, like, people who think that way are also people who think, I'm a doctor, I deserve girls because I'm impressive, look at me. And it's just so funny to me. A lot of people think that way, but it's so fucked. It's like, just because you're a lawyer, I don't know. It's just really funny. I thought
But there are also people who, like, specifically target out, like...
But at the same time, those people
as a bartender, I hear the amount of people... I was... I mean, not recently because I've been off for a while, but like one of my last bar shifts, there was a group of girls who was talking about how shitty this one dude, and they were like, don't break up with him, he's a lawyer. And I was like, I'm sorry, your girlfriend just told you that, like, this guy's like treating her like shit, and you're actively suggesting she stays in a toxic relationship
100%.
Because of his profession.
I think anybody in this, like, profession equals worth. Whatever way it goes, I think you all need a slap in the face and reality check. But I finally got low enough that, or I think the, like, 8th one is Irish people. So, samurais, man.
I'm sorry, to be fair, if a samurai rolled into a bar that I was with, Amanda with, I'd be like, we're leaving.
If a samurai came in, I'd fuck him.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I would have to go. I'd be like, I'm going to cheat on you. This comes from Reddit user RTA and a bunch of numbers. Suddenly, so this is a 25-year-old female. Suddenly, my sex drive is through the roof after being in a relationship. I've never had to masturbate or watch porn before during a relationship, but now I'm thinking about sex almost every day and have to masturbate / watch porn. This started happening about 3 months into the relationship. Is this normal? I'm still in the relationship. We haven't had penetrative sex yet because I'm very nervous about it, so we're easing into it. But we do have oral sex when we see each other.
And it's from a girl's perspective?
It's from a lady, yes.
Okay, what age?
25.
Okay, well, isn't it like you're meant to start getting like ultra horny as a lady about that time? 30s, like late 20s, 30s is when you like start.
I think it's closer to like the 40s. I think is women's sexual prime.
Either way, it's meant to be like guys are super horny when they're younger, and then that kind of peters off, ironically, as women get ultra horny. So it could be that. Could be early onset, late life horniness. Also, it's probably just that you're in a relationship and that's getting you all hyped up, but you're still not fucking.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's important to wait until you're ready to have sex.
True.
I think this is your body and your mind working together and being like, I think we're ready. You know what I mean? Like subconsciously.
Well, no, it's your body telling you you're ready, whereas your mind clearly isn't.
Yeah, but I think the mental aspect of things, I think you can put like mental roadblocks in the way. You know what I mean? Like I think it sounds
she
like,
literally says she's nervous.
Yeah.
So,
but what I'm saying is I think she's like, I think you've like mentally been like, I'm ready for sex, and you're just nervous about having it. You know what I mean?
yeah, which means you're mentally not ready. I think like you're maybe like consciously and unconsciously. Like consciously, she's nervous and doesn't want to have it, but unconsciously, either way, I think it's just the fact that you're in a relationship and things are good, so you want to fuck.
Yeah. It seems like
it seems very self-evident why you're super horny is because
you want to have sex.
You want to fuck this dude or girl. I don't know if it specifies.
Which is
fine.
like you're in a good position.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with
It's
having.
basically like this person is doing it for you, so you're horny.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a great position to be in as someone who hasn't had sex yet. Like a lot of people tend to have sex when they don't want to or when they're not ready because they kind of want to like get it over with, or they feel pressured, or they think that like they have to.
Yeah.
This seems to be like your partner seems to be on board with taking it slow, regardless of how much he wants to fuck you, which I'm sure he's probably on the same level as you.
Yeah.
But you guys are like taking it slow and taking it easy, and like seems you're still satisfying each other orally.
Yep.
But your body is being like, I want it.
Yeah.
I want that dick.
You're just horny for your new partner. That makes a lot of sense. There's no mystery here.
Yeah, and like it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's like also watching porn and masturbating is a completely normal, fine, healthy part of being in a relationship and being a sexual creature. So you don't need to feel guilty or ashamed of that if that's something you're also dealing with.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
You're doing all right.
You're good.
You're good.
And when you get to that point when you're ready, it's gonna be great
Yeah.
because you're gonna be so hopped up.
I will say, however, and this is the reason I brought it up, do not equate porn sex with real sex.
Oh.
If you're only sort of
okay.
like if your introduction to sex is watching a lot of porn, or like you might feel inclined to mimic what you see.
Yeah,
or
it's
expect
nothing like real sex.
Yeah, no. I mean, like if you're watching some like amateur stuff or like some of the more
Even then,
female
everything it's
produced
like
stuff.
even at the very best, it's still
It's
one performative and
yeah.
two like for a certain medium and a certain market and all
It's
that shit.
performative
Like
and manufactured and
yeah,
and the first
people
time
know
you have it, like there's a reason virginity lost sex isn't all that popular. I'm sure it exists. I know it exists. But like it's awkward and it's clumsy and like your guys are gonna like bonk heads and like knock teeth and maybe get it in the wrong hole. You know what I mean? Like there's a
and maybe get their butt pregnant.
there's a bunch of shit that's gonna happen that's not going to be reflected in the porn you're probably watching.
Yeah, I would say sex does not equate porn like pretty much ever. That's a very good rule to all. Everyone should know that. However, did it not just say we haven't had penetrative sex yet? Like as in this new relationship? I got the impression they'd already fucked.
We haven't had penetrative sex yet because I'm very new. I mean, yeah, maybe they're not virgins.
Or it could be that they're virgins. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, it's a good fucking rule of law to just
it was something
there.
that I was like, oh, like I just want to make sure like if like your mental incline towards penetrative sex is sort of like fueled by porn, there might be that inclination to try to mimic it.
Yeah,
and where it's like it can be fun. Like once you're a little more comfortable with each other, it could be fun to like, you know, try to sort of satisfy those like, subconscious fantasies he might have about like
Yeah,
having that porn-esque sex.
And you can also like you can get ideas from porn if you want to, but
Yeah.
like just once you're not like this is what life is,
Yeah.
it's very very much
As long as you know that
a
like
theatrical fabrication.
yeah, as long as you know
Like-
that it's not a life imitates art
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Like it's the same way martial arts movies are the same as real life fights. They're really not.
Yeah.
They're clumsy, awkward, and look dumb.
Yeah, it's
And not
real
everyone's
fights
hot
are
in them.
not choreographed with like perfect
No,
blows.
It's just people fucking flailing like dumbasses.
Yeah. So yeah, you seem to be doing fine. Just to keep taking your time, and when you're ready, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Be
Okay.
safe.
This actually leads in, or your point just there leads into this. By Doubled 33, I'm embarrassed by the way I orgasm. 22-year-old female. The embarrassment is so intense, I've never been able to orgasm with a partner. I don't have typical porn star orgasms, hence the tie-in. Rather, my body thrashes, and I basically look like I'm being possessed by a demon. I know what I like, I can orgasm easily during masturbation, but throw a partner in the mix and I lock up. At this point, I've been faking orgasms for years. I don't want my significant other to think I'm not enjoying it in intimacy with him, because I am, but I worry they won't find it attractive if he sees me essentially having a mini seizure and completely losing control of the muscles in my legs. I also worry if I reveal that I've been faking orgasms, it will cause irreparable damage to our relationship. Any and all advice as to how I can overcome this problem is appreciated. So I think there is a very clear kind of example of porn getting in the way,
Yeah.
because they're like, shit, I don't do it like that, which
Can I just say that like
you see somebody lose control, that's the hottest shit.
the porn that I like watching is like
Also, yeah,
the what like when the porn star is like the female are like it's visible that they are also receiving pleasure is the porn that I actually enjoy. So like
well, I think like this person is saying like in terms of it's just a little messy and like kind of flaily, as opposed to
there are a bunch of porn stars that are like
true, but
and I'm like
I think porn in
fuck yeah.
general, it's a lot of like
It's a lot of noise and a lot of like
it's
fake
very
eye
much like
rolling.
there's kind of this like I don't know, like just
neat.
yeah,
it's a neat little
it's-
package.
Yeah,
of
because
pleasure.
again, it's theatrical acting. So like the very fact that she's mentioning this in like the first or the second paragraph or second sentence, it's clear that that's kind of one of the things she's hung up on.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know what's hot as fuck? Seeing somebody not be able to control themselves.
yeah, if
Because like
anytime you're like I did that.
it's the
I
best.
rendered you useless for a
Yeah,
couple seconds. That's fucking awesome.
Like if you're enjoying yourself, so and also let's be fair, like everybody kind of orgasms like that. Their legs are going everywhere, their hips
Yeah.
are bucking, you're about to lose a tooth, like it's wild.
Yep.
And yeah, but like it can be hard. It can be hard to keep that finger where it should be, or that dick where it should be, or like maintain that rhythm, and like you learn to deal with that.
But if it's happening while you're orgasming, it's like
Yeah.
you don't need to keep shit anywhere. Like you've done it.
Well, you
I
don't
mean,
want
I
to
know,
just stop.
I know you
Come
can,
on.
I know you can keep pressure.
We're not
up,
ruining
but, like,
orgasms here, Dane.
But at the same time, it's like if she needs
No,
to like
I know, exactly.
fucking lose her shit, let her.
Exactly, but that's the thing. Like, you need to know that is okay. Any expression of your pleasure, your partner's gonna fucking love, unless it's wild. Like, unless you're like,
Yeah, unless like
I
something.
fucking hate your family, they suck, and you're like, what? It's like, sorry,
Yeah.
that's how I come.
if you have
oof.
like a pillow knife that you just break out and just get stabby
yeah.
with,
Don't
like,
get stabby. Don't get like family
yeah, don't,
detrimentally.
um,
Like, just you're good.
yeah. As long as you're not causing like physical danger to yourself or your partner,
Mm-hmm.
like go fucking buck wild. Who cares?
Yeah,
Um,
and you know who cares? Your partner, but in a good way.
Yeah, they
They're gonna
want it to
love
happen.
Oh, there's nothing better than seeing your partner just fucking like leave. They've left this earth for a minute,
yeah,
and you're like, yeah.
but there's another part of the question.
Oh,
How does she get over the faking orgasm bit? And I have a solution for this.
okay.
Um,
Knock him out.
Nope.
If he's unconscious and you orgasm while he's in the room, you've almost done it in front of him.
That's nope. I think my idea.
Oh my god!
A
How
little
to,
different.
instead of a knife under the pillow, get a little blackjack. Just clunk.
Bonk.
Give him a little bonk.
Yeah, and be like, "Whoa, did you just come too? Me too. Wow,
Yeah.
crazy."
Like, wow, it's so weird that your orgasms start to make you unconscious, but mine seem to have made me flail. And say something about aliens coming down, altering the.
But here's the thing. You've touched
Yeah, you get a hat.
almost on the
no.
idea.
Get drunk.
No, just it. I mean, she says she hasn't been able to. So like,
Mm-hmm.
try something new. Try a new position. Try a toy. Try something, and be like, whoa, that's never happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sort of act as if you unlocked it. Like, you don't need to tell him that you've been faking it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no good is going to come from that.
No.
And there's no harm in keeping it
Unless you guys are like,
swept under the rug.
if you guys are really, really close and you can actually be like properly honest with them, I don't think there would be a harm in being like, I want to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
And just be like, look, this is really weird, but blah, blah, blah. And like, let it out there and let them know. And if they know, like, if you're being like honest, being like, look, it's just one of those things I've been really hung up about. And like, I have kind of like, you don't necessarily need to say you faked the orgasm. You just be like, I've never really let myself go.
Yeah.
Because,
I've
like,
always
and
had
that's the thing.
I've always had a restrained.
Yeah, you can phrase it a way that still gets the point across, but like is going to be received better. It's not lying either, right?
Yeah.
Because you haven't let yourself go, and just be like, look, I really want to work through this, and like, and if they're cool, like, I'm sure it'll be fine. The only issue is you don't then want to put so much pressure on your next orgasm.
Yeah.
So maybe it is better to try work through it yourself first.
That's the thing. I
and
think
that's the thing. If you do,
just try some new things.
Yeah.
And then, like,
That's a really
and then
good point.
When you feel yourself going, just go and let
Yeah.
loose. And I can almost guarantee you, like 99%, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck did I like? What did I do?" You know
but
what I
make
mean?
sure the new thing is something you like, because he's gonna want to do that all the time. Then
That's the thing. Yeah, it's
if you try something weird that you don't like, he's gonna be like, no, let's go back to that, and you'll be like, fuck.
yeah.
Now I'm stuck doing a Cleveland steamer.
But yeah, just let yourself loose.
Yeah, like
This is the thing,
it's
it's
gonna be better for everybody.
Yeah.
And also, if you come and your legs shake a bit, and he's like, "What the fuck?" then you've done yourself a favor. Get a new guy, and then you can start fresh.
Also, I promise you,
He will not.
I can almost promise you with utmost certainty that no guy is ever gonna care that you have extreme orgasms.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be sad that they made you come real hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, yeah,
It's the best feeling. It's like the most. It's like every sort of validation that
It's
men need.
It's like a boxer fighting, and when he beats them in the first round, they're like, "Oh man, you just punched too hard," and he's like, "Oh," it's like, "You've got the best punches in the world." "Oh, shit." How about I maybe lose this fight? No,
Yeah,
I'll knock you the fuck out.
yeah. He's gonna just TKO your ass.
You're maybe that. You have an assgasm.
Assgasm.
All right, man of Reddit. How do you handle completely losing trust in someone you love? By Logan the Hermit. I lost trust in my ex, and that led to our breakup. I still love her, and I definitely care about her. We still talk sometimes, and it's really hard on me when she says she'll call me when she gets home, but it's 2 a.m. and still no call. I worry myself sick about her. I always doubt her excuses. I worry she was making a poor decision or putting herself in danger or something else she doesn't want me to know. I'm rambling now, but I don't know what to do. Please share your stories.
Oh man, she's your ex for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you need to cut ties. It's
Yeah. Look at your neck. What's that? It's a tie. Get your scissors. Cut it.
yeah.
Cut all your ties. Yeah, like you can't like that. This is classic. Like somebody wants to have their cake and eat it because they're free. And I assume they've done something to break your trust, which is probably cheating.
Yeah.
So now they're off. They can have all the relationships they want, but they're still gonna talk to you and get that emotional kind of like buffer. And
That's the
then
thing, it's
when
like
you
they're-
want any reciprocation, like when you're home safe, like let me know. They just don't give a shit about your feelings. Somebody doesn't care enough about you. Also, you're broken up. Like you do need space to
you're an ex. It's one thing if like a couple years later you reconnect and like
Yeah.
and you guys are cool again. That's fine. But
Yeah.
like she's literally getting all the benefits of dating you without having to date you.
Yeah, and also like I assume you broke up for a reason, and
That's the
that
thing.
reason is probably enough reason to not talk to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you still love them because obviously they suck enough that they should be your ex, that you need to move on, and you can't move on when you're waiting at 2 a.m. for them to call you.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's you're on like this hook and you need to cut the line and swim away.
Yeah, there are so many fish in the ocean, and you need to be one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally it's rare that people tell you to be one of the fish. Usually they say
the
there's
fish.
plenty of fish. But no, you need to rejoin the fish.
Yeah.
And
Swim
get
with the
off this-
fishes.
This girl's line.
Yeah.
Because like you said, she did something to break your trust, and you guys are exes.
And also,
So something has happened.
even if you weren't, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I mean, like something has happened here that you can still love someone that you have broken up with. You know, it's a completely possible thing to do, but it's also one of those things where like you might just be in love with the thought of being together or what you guys had.
And like, no matter what, even if it's a bad relationship, if it's over, you're gonna feel that giant gaping void in your life because you have cut out that a shape from your life that's that person shaped. You know what I mean? If you met up with them 4 days a week, all of a sudden you've 4 days of like void, right? And like, that's understandable. Even if it's bad, it was still a thing you were used to. It's still like a giant schedule change, a giant rhythm change. Like, you need to fill those, and you can't hang on to the bad stuff and like try and fill it that way. You need to move on. But the thing is, even if you weren't broken up, if you've lost trust with somebody, you can't date someone you don't trust. Like, and that was why I chose this question initially, because I saw that title and I was like, this is self-evident. But then it got different because you actually have broken up, which became a different question. But like, you can't date someone you don't trust. So you trust or you don't date them. And if you're not dating them, there's nothing wrong with taking time.
Don't provide them the emotional support as if you were dating them.
And
because
don't emotionally cripple yourself either, because you're not going to have the time or energy for anybody else when you're still hanging on somebody else.
And like, this betrayal or this lack of trust and this sort of like abuse of your affection and time and everything is just going to manifest on your next relationship. You're going to come to expect it as the norm, which is a really, really toxic position to sort of, because you're going to throw all this baggage on your next partner, and it's probably going to end terribly.
Well, that's another good point, is like, no matter how badly your relationship ends, try not let that color your next one, because that happens to so many people. And it like, really sucks. Like, and if it happens again, like, fuck it. All you can do is be the one who's trustworthy. And if they're not, that doesn't mean the next person isn't going to be. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be.
Like, and that's the thing. It's like, it's really, really easy to cut your next relationship when you don't let your past relationship end.
You also need to let that fucking go.
If you've just sort of bled like a bad relationship and then you just stay with that ex for whatever reason, and you just bleed it into you find a new person and like wean yourself off the old relationship into the new relationship, you haven't have time to like recenter yourself, get back to neutral, sort of purge your deal out.
You need you time. Like, you need to cut her off. And again, like, she's already done something bad, but she's now continuing to like, she's ongoing hurting you, you're saying, like, every time. Like, and even simple things where it's like, you have a conversation, she says she'll tell you when she gets home safe and won't. Like, that's not nice.
Or like, just chances are she's hooking up with someone and it's forgotten. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
But either way, either it's malicious or she doesn't care about you, or both.
Thing. Like, either she's doing it so that like you wonder, like, oh, I know she's fucking someone, or I wonder if she's okay. Like, you literally just need to be. You need to like, just, hey, we're over. I need some time to myself. I'd like to maybe maintain a relationship with you in the future, but right now I need to sort of recenter myself and sort of get over you. You know what I mean? And like, I promise you, what it sounds like, this girl, she's gonna like try to convince you otherwise. And it might even be like, maybe we should get back together. You know what I mean? Don't fall for it. Do not fall for this trick.
It's a trap.
Because it just like, stop for a second and remember everything prior to that moment.
None of this happened by accident.
And be like, no, thank you. We've had our run. I need some time alone. Or it might be worth, maybe deleting her number. Like, if you really have that bad sort of self-control, block her on Facebook, take her off Instagram, erase her Snapchat, delete her number.
I promise you, a person like this won't let you go either. They will maybe be like, yeah, cool. And then in a week, like, oh, hey, are you around? Or like, do you mind if we talk? Or like, oh, what are you up to? Or like, how are you doing?
Suddenly you'll get the like, I miss you Snapchats and the lingerie and like,
there's always going to be something, and a lot of it is going to be like turning it back on you. Like, when you say you need space, you're like, what? Like, we can't be friends? Like, or what? Like, blah, blah, blah. Or like, oh, really? But like, the needing space and the needing time to yourself is not rare. It's basically universal. It's like one of the most expected things whenever anybody breaks up. So don't let somebody make you feel weird for doing it, because I've had people even be like, oh, what? We can't, like, we have to like not talk now, and like almost turn it like you're being an asshole. And it's like, you need space and you need time, and it's the only way you're gonna move forward.
And it's easy to feel this way, but it's not selfish to take care of yourself.
That's,
you know what I mean? A lot of people will try to spin that, and a lot of people will sort of like try to insinuate that looking after yourself and your emotional health and mental health is sort of like selfish, especially when it comes at the detriment to like whatever they want.
And the thing is, I think sometimes it's easy to feel selfish, Because
no,
like
for
a
sure.
lot of what you do, especially when you love someone, is like you kind of put yourself out for them, or
Yeah.
you're willing to like take that bullet or put yourself
That's
whatever.
the thing. Like a healthy
Well, fuck
relationship,
that.
you should be like I'd do anything for Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's a part of like a healthy relationship is knowing that like you're willing to make sacrifices
Yeah.
for the person you love.
But that has to be a two-way street.
And that's the thing. If they're not willing to take the sacrifice to let you take time to heal,
Yeah.
then they're not on the same level. You're not in
No.
the same relationship.
And that's the thing. If they cared about you, they would respect your wishes to have that space too.
Yeah.
And if they don't, that's just further indication that you need it.
Like if Amanda and I had plans and I was like, baby, I'm burnt out. If I like work too much or something, and I was just like, I just need the night to myself to just relax. I would guarantee you, unless it was like something that we've been planning forever, you know what I mean? She might be disappointed, but she would understand. She would be like, absolutely, like take care of yourself. And I'd be the same way. Like if we had plans to do something
Yeah.
and she was like, I've got a really good opportunity to do something at Burlesque, or like I'm just exhausted and I need time to fucking relax.
Yeah.
I'd be like, absolutely, take care of yourself, because it's just gonna lead to stress down the line
Exactly.
if you haven't let your partner or the person you love recover from whatever. And it could be exhaustion, it could be heartbreak, you know what I mean? Anything. Anything.
Get your tie, cut it. Cut them ties.
Yeah.
You need to.
And take care of yourself.
And like just have self-worth. Like realize that you're allowed to have your own space, your own time, your own
Yeah.
healing, all these things. Like if and there's gonna be nothing better than when, like, maybe not immediately, but soon you're gonna feel like you've cut dead weight off. You know what I mean? You've let go of that heavy backpack you've been carrying around. You've
Yeah.
you've
You'll find
taken
you have
that
more
little-
time for friends. You have
Yeah,
more time for
that's the
things that
best
you
thing
want
is,
to
like,
do.
invest that time, because you have something rare, and we've talked about this before. All of a sudden you have that time, and that sucks. It's that like void that they used to fill. It's that pain. It's that like not really knowing what to do with yourself. But on the other hand, you have free time, which most people don't have ever. You can build, right? You can get better at your life. You can spend more time with your friends. You can like go see more movies, or like read more, or like
As
take
long
a
as
fucking
you're not
class.
actively trying to just replace that person with
Yeah.
another person.
Yeah, and like
Unless you
if
like,
there's healthy ways, like, you know what I mean?
if you find someone, great.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
don't-
But again, don't try to replace that person.
No.
Build something new with the new person.
Exactly. And you also do need time, like, in general. Like, some people's timelines are different. Hopefully you know yourself, but like, you know what I mean? Don't jump into another relationship. Don't rebound too heavily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when things get serious. Anyway, just take care of yourself. But
Yeah.
try and invest that time in good stuff. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, build new. Don't like build on top of a shitty foundation.
Yeah.
Sort of strike it new.
Scorched
and-
earth policy.
Yeah, and begin from scratch.
Yeah.
All right, I think that'll do it.
Let's get some thank yous going.
Yeah.
Josh Eagle and the Harvard Cities, thank you very much. Song Paper Stars, you are great. And
Yeah,
I actually really like the song.
I think he's
Every time
coming
I
out with
hear
a new
it-
album too.
Hell yeah.
I think I saw that on Twitter.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So
I don't know. Every time I hear it, I really like it.
yeah, it's funny because like I forget how the rest of the song goes because I only
never-
listen to the.
heard the full song.
Um,
I'm so sorry, Josh
it's wild. Every now and then, like I'll have like because I have the whole song
Yeah, on
like
your Spotify
on
or
the
whatever.
on the timeline, and I just have the clip that we use, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it sounds
I
like.
should listen to it.
But yeah, thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Also,
day.
thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for our very first actual question we've gotten on Facebook
Yeah.
from like a stranger.
Yep.
Well, I guess apart from Agent Cody Wanks, but
Oh,
he
that's
never
true, yeah.
he never propositioned us.
Yeah,
for
he
sex.
also didn't try to fuck us.
So I guess the
Or-
first person who listened to what we said, and I hope that situation does work out, and we respect that.
Yeah. And thank you for everyone who's stuck with us and sent all the good shit about Kyle's Pride episode last week.
Thank you everyone who shared it. Anyone who like listened. Any new listeners?
we got a bunch of
welcome,
people-
welcome aboard.
Yeah,
if
we
you
got a
listen
bunch
to
of people
another
talking
one.
about us on Instagram.
I know there's
which
no
is cool.
Kyle, so I'm sorry, but
I know.
you know,
There's only room. It's it's a tight fit in this closet.
hey, we're gonna get him back as many times as we can.
Oh yeah, he will be back. I can promise you.
Oh, yeah,
that.
don't worry.
Yeah.
I
Also, if
want to do
you-
like an Avengers will return, but with Kyle.
Yeah.
Crawford will return.
I do want to say I don't understand everything because I don't have an Apple phone, but I think iTunes has been phased out and Apple Podcasts has replaced it.
Okay.
And our iTunes reviews and ratings have not carried over.
Oh no.
So we kind of have to start over again. So if you've rated us on
stupid.
iTunes, thank you very much. If you have an Apple device, and I think it's only Apple, I don't think like you can do it on any other platform. So we have a bunch of listeners who can't help us here. So if you're listening on an Apple platform, please head over to the Apple Podcast app and give us a new rating and review, because we're back down to like 2 ratings or whatever, and we had like a bunch on iTunes, which kind of sucks. So please, if you enjoy the podcast, take 2 seconds when you load us up for the week to just hit that 5 stars and maybe leave us a review.
Appreciate it. Also, like, if you want to just share a little status, share an episode, send it to a friend, whatever. You know, we're trying to, like, the more people listen, the easier it's going to be for us to, like, you know, make something of this and like return to it. Like we haven't missed a week yet, which is
it's crazy.
Wild,
we're heading into like a year of just never missing an
which
episode,
is fucking insane.
But we do like a little bit of housekeeping. We are planning on pitching to some networks as well, and like the more buzz we can get for ourselves, the better that'll be. And then what that means is like we'll be able to do better shit and like do some cooler shit
and like more shit hopefully, and like maybe get other guests on, and maybe
that's the thing.
Like,
we'll be able to sort of expand our show in ways that we can't right now. So anything you do, whether it's leaving a review or telling a friend or sharing it on Facebook or Twitter or anything, really helps out. And if you enjoy the show, it'll only benefit you in return.
Yeah, hopefully, unless we sell out.
Which we will.
Yeah, we will 100%. Second we can.
The Pepsi Cola Sex Minute.
So, we're your pickup artists. Dane and Niall here.
Oh, man, we should.
Street D and Pitty Ann. I don't know. Pretty Ann. Also, all the bullshit products we've pretended we're going to sell in store, I literally, if we start to make money off this thing, I will make these products.
We'll have to go through
amazing.
And re-listen to everything.
Yeah.
But if you have a question, you can hit us up on Facebook. You can find us at facebook.com/FCKBuddiesPodcast. You don't have to ask us for sex first. You can just ask us a question.
Yeah, honestly, I think we'd prefer if you just... Actually, maybe not. We get to laugh at you a little bit.
Yeah, but, I don't know. At this point, I think I'd be weirded out if you didn't.
Yeah, but please don't.
Please don't. You can also find us on Twitter. For whatever reason, you don't have to ask a question. Just say hello.
Just fucking say hi. Go like our shit.
Yeah. You can...
Also, we did ask a question. So last week we had this thing about like gay characters in media. So we did post up a question on Twitter asking for any additional input to our list, because it's incomplete. Also, we forgot to mention Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah,
and that's just fucking like baller.
One of the best. Like you have a super gay captain and a bisexual detective. It's like, and like they've done it so well that like their sexualities has nothing to do with
that's
like...
the thing. I think it's easy to almost just like overlook it, because it's not like they're not throwing in your face and underlining it and being like, look, they're just people, which is how it should be.
Yeah, like everyone's just like there's like just so many references to especially like Holt's relationship with his husband.
Also, Holt isn't like a stereotype. He's just Holt.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, that's honestly, what I really like. You know
Kevin
what I mean?
Holt is probably one of the best written sitcom characters.
Oh, he's
ever,
so good.
Because he's the straight man who is also absurd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he is the character who's like, who doesn't make jokes, but he's one of the fucking funniest characters on the show.
Whoever wrote him is just... It's delightful.
Wild. And Andre, I don't remember his last name.
Such a good fucking actor
He nails it. It's one of the most like bizarre...
Yeah, it shouldn't work, and it does. But also, everything he said, literally every line he does, is just fucking perfect.
Like every line he says is a joke. Like you know what I mean? Like is its own punchline.
Yeah, it's insane,
and it's great.
He's so good.
But
yes,
add Twitter.
Add to it.
Yeah, FCK_buddies, and you can hit us up on Gmail at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com.
Cool. Well, we shied it on for long enough. You ready for some sex writing?
Oh God, yes. Niall's been teasing me. He's been just little flicks of pleasure, all week about this sex writing. So I'm so excited.
Man, I hope you guys like it as much as I do, because this kind of blew my mind. I was not expecting this to be a thing. So this isn't fiction. This is nonfiction.
Okay.
This is a love letter written in 1909 on the 8th of December by a very famous author.
Okay.
To his lady. Do you want me to name the author, or do you want to guess?
I'll guess afterwards.
All right. My sweet little whorish Nora. I did as you told me, you dirty little girl, and pulled myself off twice when I read your letter. I'm delighted to see that you do like being fucked arseways. Yes, now I can remember that night when I fucked you for so long backwards. It was the dirtiest fucking I ever gave you, darling. My prick was stuck up in you for hours, fucking in and out under your upturned rump. I felt your fat, sweaty buttocks under my belly and saw your flushed face and mad eyes. At every fuck I gave you, your shameless tongue come bursting out through your lips, and if I gave you a bigger, stronger fuck than usual, fat, dirty farts came spluttering out of your backside. You had an arse full of farts that night, darling, and I fucked them out of you. Big fat fellows, long windy ones, quick little merry cracks, and a lot of tiny little naughty farties, ending in a long gush from your hole. It was wonderful to fuck a farting woman when every fuck drives one out of her. I think I would know Nora's farts anywhere. I think I could pick hers out in a room of farting women. It's a rather girlish noise, not like the wet, windy fart which I imagine fat wives have. It is sudden and dry and dirty, like what a bold girl would let off in fun in a school dormitory at night. I hope Nora will let off knowing the farts in my face, so that I may know their smell also. You say when I go back you will suck me off, and you want me to lick your cunt, you depraved little blackguard. I hope you will surprise me sometime when I am asleep, dressed. Steal over me with a whore's glow in your slumbrous eyes, gently undo button after button in the fly of my trousers, and gently take out your lover's fat Mickey. Lap it up in your moist mouth, and suck away at it till it gets fatter and stiffer and comes off in your mouth. Just comes off. Sometimes, too, I shall surprise you asleep, lift up your skirts and open your hot drawers gently, then lie down gently by you and begin to lick lazily round your bush. You'll begin to stir uneasily, then I will lick the lips of my darling's cunt. You'll begin to groan and grunt and sigh and fart with lust in your sleep. Then I'll lick you up faster and faster like a ravenous dog, till your cunt is a mass of slime and your body wriggling wildly. Good night, my farting Nora, my dirty little fuckbird. There is one lovely word, darling, you have underlined to make me pull myself off better. Write me more about that in yourself, sweetly. Dirtier, dirtier. By James Joyce. Who has a gigantic fart fetish?
Does he? I didn't notice.
Isn't that fucking weird?
That's fucking wild.
That's buck wild.
Also, how's it farting if he's fucking her in the ass?
Like queefing, but
I guess.
I don't know. It's coming out around his. I don't know. Why is he so into farts? Why is this woman farting so much?
I don't know.
What does she fart with pleasure, even when he's just licking her out?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? If you fart with pleasure, let Dane know.
Why me?
Because I see you're into it.
Jesus. Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you have a Dan about farts?
Dan is a fart.
He's the man version of a fart. He's just a fart that is coalesced into sentience.
Dan didn't actually do one this week.
Oh.
So you have to delve into the depths if you want one.
Yeah, oh, I want one.
You know what? Do you want to do one? No.
Yes.
No, do you want to do one?
I don't want to, but we need to.
No, but do you want to do one?
Oh, you want me to read one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dan says, why didn't my girlfriend give me a proper reason for breaking up with me?
I don't know. There's so many about him breaking up with his girlfriend.
There's so many.
What I love is like...
Why do women act like they don't care after you break up?
What I love is he didn't say, why didn't you give me a reason? He said, proper reason. I think Dan lives a very sad life.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's maybe his horrific treatment of women that's gotten him
It
there.
could be.
Who knows?
We'll never know. My name is Dane Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain, and we fucking love you.
We are your fuck buddies.
Have a good one.